I want to go to Congressman Mike Lawler right now, the New York congressman, among those having a chance to see the former president again. How did it go, Congressman? Good to have you.
Thanks for having me, Neil. Look, I think the former president took the opportunity to lay out his vision on the issues that matter to the American people, as well as to talk about the need to unify as a party in this election. Look, we are facing the most precarious time in our nation's history since World War II. And what is happening around the globe is an absolute disaster. The threats emanating from China, the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the terrorist attack on Israel, Iran increasing Iranian petroleum sales by over $100 billion since Joe Biden took office. And obviously domestically, our porous southern border, continued inflation and high cost of energy, of housing, of mortgage interest rates. This is having a disastrous impact on Americans. And so, that was the focus primarily of the former president's remarks, and obviously the importance of keeping the House in November.
Is it true that he zinged Marjorie Taylor Greene by saying, I hope you're being nice to him, referring at how she's getting along with Mike Johnson? What was that all about?
He did say to Marjorie that he hopes she's treating the speaker better. And, obviously the conference laughed. But look, this really goes to the point. At the end of the day, this is not about personalities. This is about the future of our country. And the issues are serious. The issues are grave. And we all need to take that responsibility to heart. The American people elected a House Republican majority to serve as a check and balance on this administration. And we have done that, but we have to be unified. We can't be infighting. And I think that was kind of the president's point to Marjorie.
Congressman, and you've been a loyal supporter of the former president, but you heard what Chuck Schumer had to say, that a lot of you guys are like lemmings now. You're moving in lopstick with your fearless leader. You've heard this again and again. But that you're afraid to take the former president on. And that comes up again and again. I'm sure if the roles were reversed, maybe some of your members would be saying that about Democrats who would be playing the same role for Joe Biden. But how do you answer that when people come back to you and say, well, this guy could present a whole bunch of problems for us, too? What do you say?
Look, I've never been shy or quiet. I'm Irish, Italian, Catholic from New York. My opinions are my opinions, and I have no problem voicing them. When I've agreed with the former president, I've said so. When I've disagreed with him, I've said so on that. For instance, I've been vocally opposed on, the cap on salt. And obviously, I spoke out against January 6th. I was the first state legislator in New York to issue a statement on January 6th opposing it and denouncing what occurred. So I'm not by any stretch, beholden to anybody. I am beholden to my constituents, and I will continue to do that. And I'll just say this on Chuck Schumer. Okay, oftentimes the focus on Capitol Hill has been the House. Chuck Schumer has been an absolute disaster as Senate Majority Leader. He's sitting on a bill right now, the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act, which I passed through the House, 320 votes, bipartisan, which would combat the anti-Semitism we're seeing on college campuses. The highest-ranking Jewish official in American history, Chuck Schumer, sitting on it because of politics. It's disgraceful. So when Chuck Schumer talks about politics, it's simply that. Everything is political. It always has been for Chuck Schumer. And that's why he's going to lose the majority in the Senate in November, because the American people see through the feckless leadership that he has employed.
All right. Speaking like a true Irish, Italian New Yorker that you are, always good seeing you, Congressman. Thank you very much.